If you are looking for a fully funded PhD opportunity in Australia, you need to hear about this one. The Trobe University is offering a project-based graduate research scholarship, and this is what makes it interesting. You do not need to go searching for a supervisor before you can apply. Each research project already has a supervisor attached to it. So I keep hearing a lot of people complain about supervisors having to go and search for supervisors not answering. The good thing about this one is that the supervisors are already provided for the project. All you have to do is just get their email and message them and tell them that you're interested in the project they are offering. So if you have been struggling with the whole find a supervisor first process, this could make things a lot easier. Let's get right into the details of this scholarship. So quick announcement before we continue. The long-awaited motivation letter template is finally here. Now, if you want to know how to write a motivation letter or a personal statement, you need to get this guide. Now, this guide includes do's and don'ts. It provides a clear structure you can follow to write your motivation letter. Also provide guidance on each section and what to include in each section. There are also practical tips to make your letter stronger. There are real examples of motivation letter that have won scholarship for both masters and PhD. So if you have ever stared at a blank page, if you have ever found that motivation letter is very hard for you to write, you don't know where to start, you're overwhelmed, you need to get this. So you can get this template through the link in the description box, or you can check the post on our community page or check the pinned comments. Now let's get back into today's opportunity. Now this scholarship for PhD research project. And what does the scholarship offers? It offers a generous stipend of 36,000 Australian dollars per year for 3.5 years for a PhD program. They also cover your tuition fee for the entire 4 years of your doctoral degree. You also get thesis allowance and relocation allowance where you are coming to Australia. Now, successful applicants can commence at any time with the support of their supervisor, and the available PhD project scholarship listed below will be opened until it is filled. So even if the deadline is far away, if you are interested, it is just important that you message them now and let them know, or follow the application steps, because once it is filled, it's going to be closed down. Now, how do you apply? We are going to first check our entry requirements for PhD. So once you click on this link, once you click on that link, it's going to take us to this page. I'm just going to quickly run you through that. This just tells you what you are going to be doing as a PhD candidate, which has to do a lot with research. And this is steps for applying for a PhD. First, just check eligibility. Now, to apply for a PhD, you have to have one of the following. So you either have a master's by research degree in a relevant discipline that has been completed within the last 10 years, right? With a research thesis grade of about 70 or above, or you have a bachelor's degree or a master's by coursework degree with a minor thesis of 10,000 to 20,000 depending on the disciplinary norms. So if you have like a master's degree or a bachelor's degree where you did like your undergraduate thesis and it's up to like 10,000 to 20,000 words with a grade of 70 and above, you can also apply. There are alternative entry if you do not meet the entry requirements above. You can check that below if you're interested in that. After you have checked your eligibility, you don't need to find supervisor because I already told you supervisors are already provided. The next thing you do is you check whether you have the document that will be necessary for you to apply for the scholarships. So for an international applicant, you need your transcript, your certificate, your CV, details of any publication you may have, a copy of your master's thesis, your research proposal of no more than 300 words. Now you should check out the guide to submit a research proposal. But I'm going to be showing you how to apply for advertised scholarship. And some of these advertised scholarship, they do not need you to submit or write a research proposal. Then we have documentary evidence of your English language proficiency. I'm going to show you how to prove that, right? After you have done this and you make sure that you already have the document, we are going to go back and I'm going to be showing you how to apply for this. So let's scroll down. These are the available projects, and you can see that they are divided under faculties or school. We have School of Agriculture, Allied Health, we have Medicine, we have Computing, we have Education, we have Humanities and Social Science, Nursing, Psychology, and Rural Health schools. So what you do is that you just check under the schools you are interested in. So for example, if I'm interested in I want to do a PhD in Agriculture, Biomedicine, or Environment, this is this project that is being funded. So I'll just click on it, and it is optical biosensor for continuous monitoring applications. This is the name of the primary supervisor, right? If you want to contact them, what you just have to do is click on their names, and it's going to take you straight to email, and you see their email address. Now, this is what the scholarship is about. They're excited to announce a PhD scholarship opportunity in this. You can read about it if you are interested in it. And now you check down and see that it is available for domestic and international applicants. Deadline, they not put any deadline for this, because when it's filled up, you will not see it again. That's how they do. That's why I tell you that if you're interested in it, make sure that you apply immediately. Now, they said they are seeking for a candidate with an academic background in chemistry, material science, or related field to develop and validate biosensor chemistry. They are also seeking for a candidate with academic background in engineering or physics to develop optical instrumentation and hardware interfaces. So you have to make sure that you read it. If it's something you're interested in and you fit the eligibility, then you message them. I'll tell you when you're messaging them, I'll tell you what to include. Same thing with others. So you have to, okay, this one is for domestic applicants only. This one is for domestic and international. So you have to just make sure you read and understand what you are interested in. Now, if you have now selected the project that you want to apply for, and you can apply for, you don't have to apply for only one. But if you have selected the project you're going to apply for, this is what you're going to do. You're going to come back up, right? And you're going to contact the primary supervisor. I already showed you this is what the primary supervisor is. You see their name, primary supervisor here. You contact the primary supervisor, not others. Primary supervisor. Now, once you contact him, you are going to express your interest in applying for their project, right? I am going to include the following information in the email to help them, just look through your work. You are going to include a statement outlining your interest in the project and your research goals. Just talk about why you are interested in undertaking this project that is advertised. What are your research goals? Also include a copy of your academic transcript. Include a copy of your research thesis or any relevant publication. So if you have any publication that is in line or very similar with something that is being advertised, you can send it to them. Or if you don't have your undergraduate thesis or your master's thesis, you can also send it. They're just going to be using it to judge your research and whether they think that you can do the research that is advertised here. Then they are also going to be sending your CV. Now, after you have sent it, the primary supervisor will now look at it, and if they consider you eligible, they will now invite you to now make a full application to the PhD scholarship. It is when they invite you, that's when you now make that application. That's when I told you that you have to submit your certificate and the rest. Now, once you are invited to apply by the primary supervisor, please follow the instruction on how to apply page. That's what I sent you. That's what I showed you how to do earlier. Now, when you are applying in your how to apply page, remember that you have to include the relevant project code in your application. Now, when you are applying, I'll show you the application link. This is the international online application link. But when you are applying, do you see this code here? Like, for example, if you want to do this project, the code is project 25105. You have to make sure you include it in your application. Why? Just to help them know that this is the project you are applying for. Do you understand? So they said make sure you include the relevant project code in your application. Now, for international students, you have to choose project-based PhD scholarship or La Trobe Industry Research Scholarship in your application. So in your application, they'll be asking you that do you want to apply for scholarship? You say yes, and you have to pick this scholarship so that they will know that when they are reviewing your application, they will know that this is the scholarship you are applying under. You also have to download the research statement form for your nominated project, right? Now, they said you may only nominate one project and attach it to your application. You cannot nominate more than one project. It's just going to be one project. So I'll just download the research statement form to see what it looks like. This is what the research statement form looks like. So they say complete and submit this form with your application for a project-based La Trobe graduate research scholarship, right? Now, you are not required to submit a research proposal along with your application unless it is specified as a requirement in the project description. The project I showed you, you do not need to submit any proposal. What you just have to do is enter your name, your research project title, the supervisor. Now, the research project title is already displayed there, so you just copy it and paste it there. The supervisor is already there, the primary supervisor and other supervisor. You just enter their names here. Then describe in detail what you understand by the project that is being advertised and what you aim to achieve through this project. So you enter 200 words or less. Briefly summarize your research background and explain how your research will contribute to achieving the aims of this project. 100 words or less. And then what specific skills, like theoretical skills, methodological skills, do you think you have that will help you to participate in this research project? 100 words or less. And once you have completed this, you are going to be uploading this when you are submitting. So we'll come back, and if you already have all of this, what you're just going to do is go and click on the international applicant. Now make sure you click on the one for international online application. Don't go and click on the one for domestic applicants. So once you click on international online application, it's going to take you to this page. Now this is the page. All you just do is click on register. Click on register, just enter the information, and then you can now apply. Now I forgot to tell you, when we go back to our applying for PhD, after you check your eligibility, you gather your document and stuff. I remember I was telling you about how we can check the English language requirements to see whether we meet the English language requirements. So we just scroll down. What we do is that we click on English language requirements here, and it's going to take us to this page. Here you see the entry and the language requirements. Now if you have any English language test scores, or English is not your first language or things like that, you can check the scores that they accept and the minimum scores, the minimum bands and the rest. You can also go to this page, so you can click on English language standard and to take you to this page, and you can see other ways that you can prove that English is your first language. For example, if you have evidence that you are resident in countries where English is the official language. So for like people like in Nigeria and stuff, English is the official language. So this can be enough evidence to meet the English language um proficiency or requirement. If you can also prove that you have been employed in a country or in a course where English is the main language, then you can also meet it. There are also ways you can meet it: life and work experience. If you did secondary school in English and the rest, you can also meet that. So don't be thrown away by the test results I showed you earlier. You can check this here and you can see that there are ways that you meet the English language requirement without taking test. So that's all for Opportunity Nanny. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye guys.